Let's see. Are we ready? We're going to start this show off right now. Alright. Beautiful treat. It's the lovely Ruth Connell. Relationships, like you have a person that's like your cheap person, okay, you'd be allowed to like be with them. I feel like Robot Mike is that.
He's my top three.
He's your top three.
It's like Michael Fassbender and Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Mike Borja.
Mike's
Michael
first.
Fassbender.
Wow.
Tom Cruise.
Wow.
And
mine is Mike Borja, Aaron Armis, and Mike Borja. Right, Hifla?
He's a very pleasurable robot.
He is.
I don't know what to say. You get pleasure robots now, don't you? Just Sunday.
That's my cue.
Yeah. It's Sunday. This is where we are in the conversations already. Good morning. Good afternoon. I honestly, I've rushed from one thing to the next. Who was in my witching hour? I've like literally gone. It is my own fault for joyriding and baby with Misha. You'll see it online. You took really close then. And I realised I've never sat in the front seat of baby when I lived in that. And Misha had never been allowed to drive it. Maybe I'm not supposed to say that, it was like a spoiler. If you didn't post it there. So if he tells you, just act really surprised. And I laugh fresh. Does that good? Yeah. You got my back? So yes, I was the wind in my hair with the windows down. The car was a really good drive. It was so much more comfortable than I remembered. Who's been in an Impala before? Okay, I was asking the wrong crowd. Anyway, how's your Sunday going? That includes you at the back. I can see you. I've got long vision. I see you. I'm going to come and say hi. I will answer the question first because I do remember I'm supposed to do that sometimes, right? I'm supposed to, you were supposed to ask me a question, I'm supposed to answer. Is that right? So you're first. What's your name? Say it louder. Is the microphone on? Ari, there we go, Ari. Where are you from?
Denver.
And what do you want?
What was your favorite scene to film?
What was my favorite scene to film? It's like, in 6 years, 33 episodes, with those two tall Johnson and Jerry, and Misha, Fergus. Really, Fergus. Oh my God, whose photo op is it? Whose? If it was Misha's, I'd be annoyed, but you're allowed. Bye then, we're gonna have so much fun, but just don't you worry about it. We're gonna be okay without you. Bye. See, this is my life now. Oh, where's she? I need to go. she wouldn't hear the answer. It's good because I don't really have an answer. It's too hard a question. And the way I always answer it is I just always go with the first memory that pops into my head because there's just so many fun memories. And the memory that popped into my head, probably because we started off the conversation with Robot Man, there we did. I remember sitting at a table and Jared and Jensen were sitting opposite me. It was like a confrontation scene or like an interrogation scene some point in time. And like I was talking and like the table just started to lift up. Like they were clearly like pinching each other and hurting each other around the table. And like, I think I stuck my foot or my heel. And actually I have my shoes off. When you can't see my feet on camera, I have my shoes off. So I'll always have my heels like this, which are pretty uncomfortable in a 14-hour shoot day. But I had my bare feet, maybe I kicked one of them under the table. It's just really fun when people are just like up for having fun and nonsense and taking the work seriously, getting the shot done, but also pretending that the table was rising for reasons. Don't need to say anymore, do I? No. Good day to you. How are you? I gave you shit earlier. You took a really bad selfie. I was like, you're the younger generation. You're supposed to know how to do
I
it.
didn't take a selfie. I took a rear-facing photo of her
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's right. You only do selfies.
Yeah, I'm only good at selfies.
That makes sense.
Hi, my name is Micah.
Hi.
I'm from Rapid City, South Dakota.
South Dakota?
Yes.
Sounds very like American and like mountainy. Like
Well, I live in the Black Hills, but it's not like a mountain.
the Black Hills of Dakota.
Yes.
Is that real? That shit's real? I come from a mythical place called Scotland. You've only seen it in that movie Brave. A mythical...
Outlander!
Oh, you have? Where did you go?
I can't remember. I was like 10.
Okay, as long as you like it. That's so cool. You're from the Black Hills of Dakota. My God, amazing.
My question is, if you could use like any magic spell for real life, what would it be? Like from the show, or if you could make up your own?
So again, I just go, it's probably not a good idea, and it's not like advice I'm giving you. Like, just go with the first thing that pops into my tiny mind. When I was young, like I maybe mean like 10 years old, and I've read a lot of books. Who here is like, who's young here? Who's like 10? You were, oh, how old are you? 16, like who's 16 and under here? Do you read books? If you don't, I'm gonna come and find you and meet you. I used to read a lot of books. And I think books are amazing. And I would be here today. I read lots of Jackie Collins when I was like 12. I don't know where I'm gonna go. But when I was that age, I used to have this, it would be like a spell where I froze time and space in my high street in my town, and I could just walk up the high street and go in anywhere I wanted, and that nobody else could move, or do you know what I mean? And then you could just like shop whatever you wanted to shop. Also, I think it was to do with feeling young and self-conscious, and like some shops you felt too shy to go into, they were too cool. Do you know what I mean? So just this thing of time and space freezing and being able to kind of come and go. But then I realized after a little while, like you wanted to start again because it's going to get a bit boring otherwise. I still think that would be a really useful spell sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you could like savor memories, or like just take a snapshot of it.
Yeah, you could, like I was at Duran Duran. Does anybody like Duran Duran? You should, honestly, that was so fun. I went to see them in concert last Sunday. If I like the freeze frame that, like gone up onto stage, and like Simon Le Bon had this like ridiculous lime green jacket, like stolen his jacket. You know what I mean? And then something like that would be fun, right?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I consider that theft.
Okay. I like the question. Is that? That's okay. So, okay, bye. Hi, cutie pie. What's your name?
Brooke,
Say that again.
Brooke,
Oh, that's a nice name. How old are you?
8.
You're 8. You're very brave to ask a question. Do you enjoy being brave?
Yes.
Yeah, good for you. What's your question?
I'm going to Scotland for 8 weeks, and where should I go?
You're going for 8 weeks. Are you going with your family?
Yes.
Where are they? Is that you and mom? Oh, and where are you going? Edinburgh. So first of all, you have to say it properly. Okay, so the locals, like, know that you're cool, right? So you don't say Edinburgh. You say Edinburgh. Do you want to try it? Edinburgh.
Brooke,
That's it, Edinburgh. There you go. You're speaking Scottish already. So, this is where I become a tour guide in Scotland. We have a friend who's going to Scotland, not for 8 weeks, just like about 2 weeks. And I worked out this whole tour path. There's the distilleries. You can go down to Mullintyre. There's so many amazing places. But if you're just going to stay around Edinburgh, you have to go to the Forth Road Bridge, and there's a restaurant called Scott's. You need to book a table with a bridge view, okay? And you will not regret it, okay? So I'm very writing this down. You should go to the Witchery if you want a fancy meal. It's a fancy restaurant. You should go on an underground tour of Edinburgh. So Edinburgh, when they had the plague, they had the old town, and rather than deal with it, they just thought, we'll build a whole new town on top. So you can now go on tours that take you down under the city into the belly, the plague belly of Edinburgh. They're the ghost tours and stuff. Does that sound fun?
yes.
Yeah. You have to see Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle stands upon a rock. That's a whole nursery rhyme. You'll see it, you won't be able to miss it. And you need to go up Arthur's seat. It looks like a seat that a giant would sit on. And you need to go round Calton Hill. Is this enough? Okay, I think maybe that's enough. Okay, let me know how you're going. Okay, I want to hear how you do. Okay? Have fun. Eat haggis. I'm not like hamburgers. So haggis, you can get vegetarian haggis if the sound of sheep's bladder and offal isn't appealing. It's actually, I totally understand your reactions because I didn't actually eat haggis until I was 25. I was really fussy and I was like, it's like the sound of sheep's bladder and offal. Don't look too closely. So it's actually, nowadays, it's kind of like lamb and spices and lentils. It's a real tight thing. That's okay, I know. I'm so close. But nowadays, you get vegetarian haggis. Where you go? Oh, you can go to the restroom, that's okay. We'll say hi when you come back and we'll just see how long you nowadays they do vegetarian haggis. It's really good for you. It's just got pulses and grains and spices. And if you're cold, you just heat it up in the microwave and it's delicious. I promise! Eat haggis. Order it online, pick it up in airports. I'll try and bring you some next time. Hi! How are you doing? I'm good. Hi. Just checking if you're still awake in the back. So I was just distracted by her history. So I was like, wow. Okay, Rob looks really surly now. Eat the microphone. Where have you been? Excuse me, where have you been? Okay, sit down. Oh my goodness, like Piccadilly Circus in here today. That was very quick. Hi. I don't care what your excuses are. Sorry, Mrs. Pamela Lady. You're doing a good job. I know I'm not easy to track down. Oh, this is nice. Hi. So, oh hi, this is Angel. She's the one who keeps me in trouble. I mean, out of trouble. Tells me what to do. Because I need somebody to tell me what to do, especially on a Sunday. What's your name?
Risha.
Risha? How are you doing?
All right.
Good. Where are you from?
Here, but I live in Houston now.
Oh, cool. And what's your question?
What ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into doing or sleeping?
Oh, I like that. What ridiculous thing. I'm pretty good at being like, no. Do you know what I mean? When I was really young, my mom was a teacher, and she ran this unit beside a high school that was the first unit of its kind where they integrated kids with learning difficulties and disabilities into mainstream education, and that's what my mum did. And so we took a group from the unit, and I was really young and I thought it was super cool. We were going on holiday to a place in Scotland called Mull, the Isle of Mull, and it was April Fool's Day on the Isle of Mull. So we've got all this group of kids, rowdy teenagers who were super excited to be in this holiday, and very sincere kids, and it was just a wonderful trip. It was very rural. You had to walk everywhere, you had to do your washing by hand and milk the goat, and it was all that kind of stuff, kind of like a survival place. And anyway, the teachers cooked up this thing. They came in and were like, there's a tidal wave. Because it was like near the water of the North Sea, right, coming in. There's a tidal wave. And these kids were like grabbing goats and chickens up the mountainside with their boots on, and they were like cowering. And like I remember one of the kids saying, "There's a black wave coming over," like their imaginations had gone crazy, and it was April Fools. So sadly, no tidal wave. But they really got us. So I reckon I was about 9 the last time I was really proud. That's not an invitation. Thank you for your question. Hi.
First off, I had so much fun at the witching hour last night.
Oh, good. We did the little tarot readings, didn't we?
Yeah, Mom and I were talking about it later. We're pretty sure you're a real witch.
I like to think so. I like to think I've become a lot more of a witch since I played Karina. And what's really interesting is that when I got the part playing Karina, I was concerned with who she was. And I wasn't so concerned with the fact that she was a witch, just that she was really good at what she did. She was a career woman. It's her career. And I just think the world's changed. Like since 2014 to 2022, like the amount of shows now that have witches in them, like the rise of all of that, astrology, everything, isn't it? I just feel like reading this stuff, we were on the wave, I feel like I helped surf the witch wave. It just means it's a lot more acceptable now to even talk about stuff stop, isn't it? Who thinks that's cool? I think it's cool because to me it's part of the feminine. Now, men can be really intuitive, really. But it's gonna seem more as a female thing, and I don't think it's true. It's sort of, to me, what it does is it gives everyone permission to be more witchy, spiritual, connected, emotional, and evil. Anyway, so you have a question, I think.
So, my favorite genre is horror, and I'm pretty well versed in it. And I'd like to know if you had any horror movies that particularly
Scarred me? I would have said horror was, I mean, I'm never going to be like, oh, I'm going to like describe a horror movie. Like, I have too active an imagination, and guts and gore and everything else. I mean, I'm literally shielding. Remember the episode in Supernatural where there was like a worm thing coming out of your mouth? I was like, I don't know. However, Calvin, Rob's son, loved this series called The Haunting of Hill House. And I was trying to be a good sport, and like I'd watch this, and I would be like a bit scared afterwards and whatnot. But anyway, we come to the finale, the season finale of The Haunting of Hill House. My comment was, oh, it was a bit tame. To me, the second last episode had been, you know, the bed lady. It's been really terrifying and amazing, and I really enjoyed it because I was sharing it. I honestly had watched it on my own. I don't think I would have made it. I did think that was a fantastic season, and I would love to work with, is it Mike? Yeah. So yeah.
I like how it takes it back to what was it, classic Hitchcock kind of feel. Where
Yeah, I'm better with thrillers than just straight horror. You guys are insane. You love the horror, and I'm scared of it. I don't mind acting in it. Even then, it's a bit scary sometimes. Thank you. It's nice to see you again. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
It's Nara. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. So I just want to say I consider you the most kick-ass woman on the show. Woo! Any other woman on the show, who would you want to be?
Women.
Yes.
I'd want to be Lisa Berry. Just because she's awesome. I suppose I mean dead, but actually I mean Lisa Berry. No, I love so many, you know, I'm such good friends with the women from the show. We hardly work together. At least Lisa and I did actually get to do some scenes together, and it was everything I thought it would be, and more. And actually, I really did, I think the character of Death is fascinating. And I'm going to be filming something soon which has something in it to do with that. Who likes Neil Gaiman here? He has something to do with it too. Dead boy detectives. Dead boy detectives. It's about two dead boys who are detectives. And Steve Yorkie, who wrote some of my best episodes on Supernatural, it's his kind of thing, Jeremy Carver, Neil Gaiman. Asked if he could be in here. We get to meet Neil Gaiman, hopefully. Don't tell him I said that. That's embarrassing. Don't tweet it.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Dave?
Good. The Dave.
The Dave, sorry. I mean, I thought I was doing good at Dave.
You signed my autograph this
I
morning.
remember.
And I didn't even have a question. I just wanted to come up and talk to you.
Oh, I just want to hang out.
Say hello.
Hi. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
What's been your favorite thing of the weekend so far?
The mattress.
The mattress.
Yeah, I've been sleeping like in my brother's
was more exciting than Jensen, Jared, Misha, or myself.
Just, as a stupid question that everyone's asked, what's your favorite episode?
Oh, so again, I always go with the first thing that pops into my mind. There was something about regarding Dean that just sticks. I think I read the script and the memory loss meant something to me and I was taking it quite sincerely, and then when I spoke to Jensen, he saw a lot of it comedically, and then when I saw what he did in the episode, he had that perfect balance, as he does, of the kind of slapstick, but then, there's a bit where a scene where he's looking in the mirror and he's crying. I think it cuts back and forth, but that was actually a single take that he just did, and just like cried this single tear. And I really like my outfit. I got to pop Jensen on the nose. I really have a really funny memory of Jared where I had this voiceover, except the director decided just do it in the scene. And I hadn't really, I'd learned, but not the way I'd learned it. I would have learned it if I knew I was going to be saying it to another actor. And so he said, just do this whole monologue to Jared. Oh dear, it was quite long. And Jared just sit there and he was like, I don't think he liked the idea of it, or something. I don't know, he wasn't expecting either. So eventually, by the end of it, he had like half matchsticks and like a propped his ass over. And I was like fumbling my way through this long page of stuff that I did not know I was going to have to say. And it's such a silly memory. But it was one of those like moments on set where we're also sort of slightly losing our shit. We're kind of like hysterically tired. And so that episode just kind of covered everything for me, Supernatural. Like I had stuff to do, there was comedy, as I said, pathos, and then there was fun behind the scenes. And there was meaning in the episode for me too, so I'm going to say that one today.
Well, I remember when I asked you, I said, "You really from Scotland?" And you're like, "Yeah, I am. Are you?" I was like,
I knew you were going to say yeah. Like you're half Scottish, half Irish.
yeah.
I do, it's weird what I remember, so watch out. Thank you, sir. Nice to see you again.
I love you.
Oh. Hi.
Hi, Ruby. I'm Kathy. I'm from Oregon.
You're from Oregon or do you live here?
I'm from Oregon.
So how long did it take you to get here?
About 5 hours on the plane.
On a plane, right. Oh. I like always understanding America, like contextualizing it. Do you know what I mean?
It's an 18-hour drive.
It's an 18-hour drive. You did it.
From Oregon.
Do you want to give her a lift back? Do you want to go on a road trip?
I'm from Tacoma.
And
I flew though. You're insane.
But other than when you became the Queen of Hell and the last thing that you showed, or any other scene that sticks out to you that is your favorite, and also which actor or actress did you enjoy the most about?
it's not fair. I couldn't, it's like Sophie's choice, isn't it? I couldn't choose. I have favourite moments with everybody. I tell you, just again, I just go with what pops into my tiny Sunday rabbit mind. I remember, like, in a season, maybe my second season on the show, so maybe slightly early in for me, I was doing a scene with Misha, and I think maybe it ended up in the outtakes of the DVD, maybe not in the episode. And Misha said to me, we were sitting in our chairs, and he said, do you want to run the lines? And I was like, I love rehearsing. And you don't, when you're lowering the cost, you don't ask that of the people because they're busy or they've got more to do. You don't bother them. If it's somebody, and if I'm like the highest in the call sheet and there's a day player, I will offer because, you know what I mean, actor to actor, but there's they're just like protocols that you do and don't do. So anyway, I just loved it that Misha asked me, and that the actor in him kind of cared and wanted to kind of work out the dynamic of the scene a little bit. And I actually always think there was I mean, I just used to, as Rowena with Castiel, I always used to think like, she's gonna like, she'd like to kind of like tear his wings off just to see what he could do. You know what I mean? She like enjoyed it, and he's just so literal. And I had so many nicknames for him. I think I got about 3 into the seasons, like a Tweety Pie, or, you know, I used to get my little nicknames in for him. And I actually, there was lovely moments. I kind of wish there'd been more. It can be fun to see. It'd be a really silly episode with Rowena and Cassiel totally not understanding or not getting her innuendos, and you know what I mean? I think there could have been more, so that's just a nice memory that you made me remember, so thank you. I didn't answer the whole question, but that's it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. It takes a lot of guts to go up and ask a question, so I really appreciate it. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm North.
North?
Yes.
North? And I was like, I'm Ruth. North, yeah. I remember you.
My question is, what's your favorite Starbucks drink? Or coffee in general?
I'm just going to waffle on about Starbucks for a minute. When I first came to America, I mean literally, like not when I first came, but like when I first moved here to Los Angeles, I was staying in a house in the Valley. And in LA, like, they don't really expect people to walk. You're just supposed to be in your car. And I remember being like, I need to find a Starbucks, just wanting something familiar from home. And in London, what I used to always get was a soy latte, small soy latte. This is when soy was good for you, then it came back, you know, it's good for you again. Anyway, so I walked across like a motorway, like a motorway intersection. It was me and like a homeless person on the street. There was nobody else to get to Starbucks to get something familiar, and I ordered my soy latte, my small soy latte, and I almost spat it out. With the amount of vanilla and sugar in it was insane. It was not the same drink. I was like, wow, you jacked that shit up. And I remember there were so many napkins and I was like, I remember being like, this is so different. It's different. And there's a lot, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love about that. And like, it's just an interesting difference that I really remember. So now from Starbucks, I drink, I'm so boring at my old age, I drink decaf. And I swear I still get a hit of decaf. And this decaf still does you some good, it's still got some antioxidants. You didn't know you were getting a health lesson today. Especially for women, caffeine's tricky. So I hope you're not having more than 1 strong coffee a day, ladies. 2 most. Anyway, it's before, not too late in the day. Coffee has a half-life. Do you want more about coffee? I used to be a barista. Coffee has a long half-life. So if you've got coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the caffeine's still going at 11 o'clock at night. Just FYI. And some people have a shot of espresso and go to sleep, so we're not all the same, we respond to it. Now I get a decaf, and I'm so bougie, LA. I get an oat milk, I get a flat white. It's pointless. Flat white with a decaf. It's like strong coffee decaf with oat milk. That's the longest answer to the shortest question. I'm glad you asked it. I'm glad you asked it too. Thank you. Bye, Laura. Aww. So you're all back from your photo ops? How was it? Did you look Jensen in the freckle?
I couldn't even look him in the eyes.
He's so tall, it's hard.
Something like that.
Yeah. No. I still don't look at these straight on. It's like looking into the sun.
Yeah.
It's good fun though to get a little bit like. Hi.
Hi. I'm so excited to talk to you
Aww. Aww.
My name's Rachel.
Rachel, A-E-L.
Just EL.
Just E-L.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess wrong, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just here.
Okay.
I like how color is spelled. Also, a fun fact before I ask my question, decaf does still have caffeine in it. I work at
Exactly.
Starbucks right now.
Exactly, yeah. And decaf coffee is different amounts. Like some has really low. What's Starbucks? Do you know? Do you know what milligrams or?
I don't know the exact milligrams, but I know that to make it decaf, you essentially just roast the bean until it's burnt. And that's why there's still a little bit of caffeine in there. The
Yeah.
only way to get no caffeine would be to not have coffee. So you're still getting that little
I did hypnotherapy to give up coffee. I just felt it was really hard on my system, and I was trying to be healthy, and I knew I didn't have the strength or willpower alone, and so I did hypnotherapy. 28 days I listened to this tape, and it felt like every time I turned the television on, somebody was drinking a coffee. Do you know what I mean? And like I'd walk past and I could smell coffee, and like I was staying in somebody's house and they were making coffee, and I was like, oh my god, this is so hard. You feel like you're not part of society. So that's why I drink like one decaf a day, and I think that's so. Anyway, are you intrigued? Anybody want to know any more about coffee? Or I do know how to do latte art. You do latte art?
I can do a little, yeah.
I can do a little of art. I was a barista before too.
I tried to do the lotus ones, but I kind of just made like a gin lamp.
Cool.
I do have a question.
Oh, do okay, yeah, right.
Barista. But my question was, Rowena's character has so much development throughout the series. When we first see her, she's kind of just like, as she always says, a career woman. And then later on, she does become Queen of Hell, but she kind of has this sort of love for Sam and Dean that originally she was like, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. And then at the end, Sam actually does kill Rowena, but she's okay with it. So how do you personally feel about the character development?
I really loved it. I only struggled at one point, which was when, after we faced the darkness, you know, first of all, it was like the mega coven, you know, it's like, what, you know, the grand coven, my revenge and my status, and then it was like finding out my son-ish was the king of hell, and what could I do with that, and surviving Sam and Dean because they were dangerous, but then realizing these are the only people I can really play with, that understand. There's not many people understand, and like, these are kind of like, they're my playmates in a way. And what do? Like, you're going to be the only, like, oldest witch in the world? Like, everybody else, like, you know what I mean? They're a bit boring, and like, and the only time I really struggled was after the darkness, after your annihilation and saving the world, when she was like, I just want to drink martinis in my social club, you know what I mean? That, in Boca Raton or whatever it was. And I struggled a little bit for a couple of episodes, I realized, because it didn't suit Rowena to not have a big purpose. Like, she was just going to think she'd be being a card shark, and she tried to have a relationship, and Crowley's exploded his head onto her, which was the nicest thing that anyone had done for her. And she was just a bit like, and it was interesting that I felt the same as an actress. It's so interesting. Just almost as interesting as how much it annoys Mark Shepherd that I played his mum, not his ex-wife. He's like, I just love it, it annoys him. It's like, that's kind of the perfect antagonism for the mother-son. You know what I mean? It's kind of perfect. So I kind of noticed that. I was like, I'm feeling a bit lost. I was like, so Rowena's not got this big purpose. And then she tried to get her son back. And then she ended up really working with Sam and Dean and Cass and Jack a lot more, and found more vulnerability with connection with Sam especially, and I love that. And then I'm so glad for any woman or man watching to see, like, you know, New Zealand patriarchal society has said that there's a man in heaven with his son and the Holy Ghost and a devil down below who's a guy, and it's like, how cool. At least there's a woman who's in charge now, something. Like, if you go back 3,000 years to ancient Greece and the Grey Isle, there's gods and goddesses, men and women, you know? And I think it was really important. So I love Rowena's trajectory. I just wish I had longer in hell to do more episodes in hell and be a bad bitch in hell.
So, I'm Bailey. I I was wondering, was there ever a really good prank that was played on set?
No. That was a Mark Shepherd answer. He just goes, no. That was just like, pick a prank. Which prank would I pick? I tell you, the first prank I did, it took me 3 seasons to work up the courage. Don't you hear about that? It took me 3 seasons to work up the courage. You know, time is money and television and sets and everything else. And yeah, it was the end of the season. It was like the last episode. So, you know, the wheels are coming off the train a little bit anyway. Those focus and concentration, you know. And you always have to do the prank when the camera's not on you. You can't mess up a take. If you do the prank and the camera's on the other person, it's up to them if they mess the take up or not. And so I did this thing where I was in a scene with, it was in the room, Jensen was something. It was in the room downstairs in the bunker, like the kitchen, is that what it says? And I was making a cup of tea, and Darren and Jensen were there, Misha was there, and I did this thing, I can't quite remember now exactly, but I did this thing, and we have a lot of lube on set for holy water because lube doesn't dry out and evaporate, it stays. Did you not know that? Who's new? Who's new? Who didn't know that lube was supernatural? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I should have given you a warning. There was a whole thing about lube, and then I think somebody said it on Twitter, and we got 7 votes free and all this. It's weird. But so they use that as water, and, you know, tears, all kinds of shit. It was lube. So I kind of like was, maybe the camera's behind me, so I kind of did the whole scene like you're just like standing like holding the jig. Because they came like in jig. Who knew? Lube comes in chicken arms. Not like a little thing, giant like a liter. I just came into the shot and like did my side of the take, facing Jared and Jensen, and they didn't really laugh. And I started to like die a little bit of death. I was like, oh my god, this isn't funny. I'm standing holding lube and this is just really, really awkward. And then Misha was like at this point the take's all done and everything. Misha was like, ha ha, I know where I'm going, and like picked me up. And carried me off, and he made my prank funny. So thank you for your question. So sorry.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Have you ever seen the movie Evil Dead?
Say that again?
Have you ever seen the movie Evil Dead?
I can't hear you.
Have you ever seen the movie Evil Dead?
Evil Dead? Why are you saying?
The Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. I don't know what happened. Tell me. Who's in it? I don't know if I have. I've seen The Omen, but that was really old. And that actually terrorized me. I was too young. Have you seen The Omen? It's scary ass shit. It's real. It's based on something real. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Do you like that movie?
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you if you knew it because it's supernatural somewhat. It's not really based on it. It's like it was inspired by it.
Right.
It talks about a lot of human stuff.
I'm sure Trippi's seen it, yeah. Oh no, just go. Keep going.
So that's another question. What car from the famous movie would you have wanted?
Oh, that's a good question. Which car from a famous movie? I once went to an exhibition in, it was the 4th of July in Los Angeles, and they had an exhibition of all the cars from all the movies. They had the Back to the Future car. And having just worked with Christopher Lloyd, just name. Did you see it? That wasn't like a name drop, that was like a name drop. I just did a film, and my last day of filming, I got to improvise a scene with Christopher Lloyd. So I'm going to see the Back to the Future car. Thank you. what she said. I can hear them all backstage waiting to come on. They're talking among themselves, so we'll just keep going. Hi.
Hello. I'm so wondering, what is your favorite word?
Favorite
Word.
word? Chocolate. Thank you. Next. Or wait, let's go through them all. Let's get through everyone. Hi. Oh, hello. Hi.
My name's Austin.
Say it again.
My name's Austin.
Austin. Nice to meet you.
My question would be, if you could be in any movie or TV show, what would it be?
Hi. And if I could be in any movie or TV show, what would it be? I would like to be in the next show that runs for 15 seasons. I'd also like to be in, I think they're already filming season 2, but I'd like to be in season 3 of Severance. That would be great. Thanks everyone, you've been wonderful. Did we have fun?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please get up one more time for Ruth Connell! So smooth. I love the run there, Billy. Well done. All right, we're ready for the next guest. It's officially happening now. It's a little bit French.